Hi and welcome to Bakemas Day 9. Today we're making a homemade chai tea mix in a jar. To start, you're going to need a 1 quart wide mouth mason jar. Set that aside, make sure it's cleaned and dried. Then in a large mixing bowl, we're going to mix all of our ingredients together. You are going to need a food processor for this recipe. In your large mixing bowl, add 1 1/4 cups of white sugar, 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened instant tea. I will link the tea that I use down below. We're going to add in a 1/2 cup of milk powder. You can use non-fat milk powder. I have whole milk powder. I'll link that down below for you guys as well. Next, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of powdered creamer and a 1/2 cup of vanilla powdered creamer. And then for our spices, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves, and a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cardamom. I had whole cardamom pods and I muddled those a little bit. They weren't fine into a ground powder, but I was okay with that because I knew I was going to be putting this in a food processor and that would grind it down. Now, those are the base spices. If you want a really spicy chai tea mix, we're going to additionally add a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, a 1/2 teaspoon of allspice, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of white pepper. Go ahead and whisk all of our ingredients together. Once you have all of your ingredients mixed together well, go ahead and get your food processor out. I just have a mini food processor. If you have a full-sized normal food processor, you're going to take 1 cup of mixture at a time and process it until it's a fine powder. I did mine about a 1/2 cup at a time. So you will need your jar out now once you have ground up your 1/2 to 1 cup of mixture. After each batch, you're going to go ahead and put that in your jar. I recommend getting a wide mouth funnel for this, or you can take some foil, wrap it into a cone shape and use that, or take a disposable paper or plastic cup, cut the bottom out of the cup, and that will work as a makeshift funnel. The reason we want this processed really fine is if you've ever had added cinnamon or nutmeg or some sort of spice to the top of a latte or the top of your hot chocolate, you may know or remember that the spice doesn't dissolve. And so it either sits on top or it ends up being in the dregs in the bottom of your cup. So by blending it down into a fine powder, it just gets everything to dissolve better. And if it can't dissolve, it's less obvious when you're drinking. You're not drinking sand in your chai tea. Once you have all of your mixture ground up and put into your jar, go ahead and pop your lid on. So there you have it. Again, I'll leave everything linked down below. The original recipe link, how to make it. The author left printable labels so you can tape them onto the jar so that your gift recipient or you remembers, or they know how to make the chai tea. And again, I added the nutmeg, the allspice, and the white pepper. You don't have to add those, but I wanted a really spicy chai tea experience. If you liked this recipe, please give this video a big thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. There is still one last Bakemas episode for 2024. And if you missed the last Bakemas episode, go ahead, click right here on screen, and I'll see you guys there.